Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. I hope everybody's well. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's aim for 700 likes. Big up to everybody who's supporting the channel. I'm with my good friend Adam from United Vibe. I don't know about the vibe at the minute, Adam, but you know what I mean. Are you here to bring the vibe to the channel? What are you saying, Adam? You good?
I'm trying to bring the positive vibe, mate, but this week has really dampened my spirits a bit. But yeah, I'll do my best always. I'm just looking for anything encouraging that can sort of give me that sort of hope that at the end of this tunnel, this dark, long, lonely tunnel, there is a little glimpse of light. But I've got the binoculars out, mate. I'm not seeing it. I'm trying though.
Nah, it's all good, man. It's all good, man. We're here to talk about Man United, and I want to discuss an interesting topic in Mason Mount. I'm going to bring you some quote here first from the press conference, which has just happened today, and it goes here. The reporters asked him why Mount's not playing. Ten Hag said he started the season and then got injured. It interrupts the integration process. Sorry, it was a really setback. Now he has to fight back to get his place back. There are other players who are doing well. First of all, I don't know what other players he's talking about, but like I said to you, we're here to dissect it all. But Adam, Mason Mount, I want to know, did you fancy him at the start first? Or are you kind of like, you know what, good player, he could add a bit of value? What was you thinking before we signed him anyway?
I was thinking it was a player that we didn't need more than anything, Saeed, but it was a case of there are midfielders that we've now got, like the likes of Amrabat in position of, and like where Casemiro played it, I thought we needed to go in more with. And obviously we didn't know what the budget was. We were hearing rumours and speculation, but to spend 55 million on Mount and now him be a bench player because others are doing okay, Ten Hag isn't in a position to really sort of throw money around and just put players on the bench. I don't understand it. And ultimately, I just thought, I like the player. I do think he has got qualities. A couple of seasons ago, he was red hot, and I think anyone would have taken him. He's not been in the England squad for a long time. That tells you a lot, obviously. And United really have got cover in his position. He plays on the right, and we know we've got endless possibilities on our right hand side. And in 10, number 10, we've got what? Bruno, Ericsson, Hannibal. Could we not have just put that money into a proper signing in holding midfield, someone who can control the game? I don't get me wrong, I've got absolutely nothing against Mason Mount. I know what his qualities are, but I just feel like in the two positions that he does predominantly play, I think we've got better options. So the question is, why did we go for him instead of another position that was key to us?
That's the thing as well. And listen, people know my opinion on Mason Mount. I didn't really want him. I look at his open play assist. I look at the fact that his actual GA. Listen, a lot of people look into GA, and I want to see if there's a good footballer behind that. And I've looked at him over Chelsea years. I've seen inconsistencies in his game. I looked at what Man United needed, and I was like, we don't need that. Same as you. We don't need that. I was looking more towards centre back. Kim Min Jae was my kind of, the one we were meant to get. Obviously, it didn't happen. We ended up prioritizing Mason Mount. And then them comments there, though, I mean, he's been out. Listen, this idea that Ten Hag, by the way, that the way he integrates players, I just think is a bit too much. Like, he's been available since September. He had a little bit of an injury. September, I think it might have been Crystal Palace game, is it? I think it might have been. This is a long time ago, Adam. It's not as if, 1 or 2 weeks he's been back and I'm okay, fair enough. You can't. He's been available and he's been dropped for Sheffield United, been dropped in big Champions League nights, Man City. I'm not saying playing for the sake of playing him, but this is your guy. So why are you not integrating him now?
This is
That's what I don't get.
This is it. This is the problem, mate. And where everyone from the outside starts to question Ten Hag, it's like you've spent the majority of our budget on this one man who you're now saying is sat on the bench and has to fight for his way back in. I understand that. And I think every single player in the club should have to fight their way back in. But to blow, I'm not saying we blow it because it wasn't like a complete waste of money. He will bring qualities in certain games. But to spend that amount of money, knowing we're on that tight budget, people are going to start asking questions to
Yep.
really why Mason Mount? Like, was it just because the club found him easy to get because Chelsea were offloading
Mm.
players for fun? He was in his last year of his contract, and it just looked like we could do business like a proper club. Was it just an easy signing for us? Someone who would come to United, would jump at the chance to play at Manchester United because his time at Chelsea was limited. So if there's another big club or so-called big club in for him, he was going to take that jump, wasn't he? And I'm looking at it now going, where does he fit into this team? Again, we've bought a player, and this happens to a lot of players. We've bought a player in. I don't know where his best position is, Saeed, mate. I honestly don't know where his best position is or where
I
he's.
don't know.
And this is the
Yep.
problem. It's like if we can't figure it out, Ten Hag clearly can't figure it out. What's that going to make him feel like? Where does he go with this, and where does his confidence go?
I
Because
do feel for him.
asking
I do
questions,
feel for him
Ten
because
Hag's not playing
yeah.
him.
No, I do feel for him because I don't know if you've seen that video when Ten Hag signed him. He said, "You'll be you'll be an important player for us." And then he almost does this, and he's like excited. He's with
Yeah,
his parents. Remember his dad? He was like, this is what we've dreamt of, and
yeah.
all the
It's like
Chelsea
getting
fans
that
were.
Christmas present that you've always wanted, mate. He looked like looked like he was a dog with 10 dicks, didn't he? That's what he looked like.
Oh my days, man. Honestly, and then now he's thinking, hold on a minute. I've basically I've been scammed here, and you know what it
Mm.
is with me, like, I understand where you're coming from. We have Bruno Fernandes in that area. We have Ericsson. We even have McTominay, who's meant to be sold now. Like, I don't get it because one minute McTominay will be out the team, and you'll be thinking, hold on a minute, where's he gone? Even Hannibal. Hannibal all of a sudden comes into the team for 2 or 3 games, and he's out of the team. You don't know where you
Yeah,
sit with Ten Hag. Remember Ericsson? He was got
yeah.
something at half time. And then I think he said, Ericsson wasn't doing the fundamentals or something. He called him out. So it's almost as if you've got to be on guard in this team and you can't have time to slack. But listen, Mason Mount hasn't pulled any trees, but I don't think he's been as bad as other players. I don't think he's been as bad as other performing players. That's where I'm like, maybe it's that training ground that we're talking
Mm,
about. Varane's got it, Sancho's got it. It's that
mhm.
dreaded training ground, Adam, that we don't know about, we don't find out, possibly.
That's it. That is it. That's the mystery. What goes on behind closed doors? I mean, I've been told in no uncertain terms that Varane has never been ill. It's just a big fallout,
Wow,
and
wow,
he definitely. I mean, you look at it. You talked about Scott McTominay. This was a player who was on the transfer market in the summer. So was Harry Maguire. And now you're
yep.
looking at them two ahead of our Champions League and World Cup winning centre back in Varane, and the new signing that Ten Hag was rubbing his hands together of, another England international that we spent our budget on this summer, sat behind them. It's like, I'm scratching my head here. The club's trying to get rid of 2 players, and we're pretty much ready to. They accepted Harry Maguire, so that's a definite he was
Mm.
going. And
Yeah, yeah.
McTominay, they would have accepted a bigger bid from West Ham. And now you're looking
Facts.
at it, you're going, these two are now actually in front of the players we thought were going to take us forward this season. So when you put it all in the pot, it's just like
Mm.
it's a cocktail of carnage, mate. That's the word I would use. That's the phrase. It's just we haven't got a clue. And I think we haven't got a clue because it looks like Ten Hag is struggling to figure out what it is. So God help us. We're just trying to
Facts.
talk about it and figure it out.
And I'm just looking here. He's not been picked in the England squad as well.
For a
No,
long time.
no, Mason. Wow, that's crazy, And you know
Mm.
it is I'm a bit surprised, that he's not picked Mason Mount, Gareth Southgate. I mean, he's playing Calvin Phillips and he's playing certain players like Jordan Henderson. So Southgate's mind isn't there anyway. You know what I mean? Like Southgate's absolutely useless. But I'm surprised Mason Mount isn't the kind of favorite. People will kind of call him like, Gareth Southgate's son and whatnot. But now even the England squad is not in there. That's another thing as well. I'm like, wow, this is a double kind of whammy for him. Has he got the mentality to get back up in here? We need players that are going to be fighting. I know he's got that kind of fight in him, but bro, like, it's not looking good, man. And these are the games where you're thinking, right, Shawley's got to play against Luton Town. Luton Town's the kind of game to say, you know what, let's get your confidence back up. And he can't even play in that. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know even Sofian Amrabat now. Sofian Amrabat, the one he's brought in, and we thought was going to be the next holding midfielder for us. Even he looks bad, and he doesn't look like he's fitting into what Ten Hag's doing. I just don't
No,
know, man.
no.
It's
I think
crazy, isn't it?
we can actually see now why we didn't take that obligation factor with the Amrabat. I do not see a future for him at Manchester United. I think the loan spell will be good and gone. That's what it will be. He's not a mainstay
Wow.
in this team. The team is too disrupted for anyone to sort of hit the ground running. So you're struggling straight
Mm.
away. There's too much disruption. You'd need at least a year and a bit to actually find your feet. I mean, you look at everyone, how long it's taken everyone to sort of adapt. No one's adapted. The new signings from last year, who's adapted really? Casemiro, Martinez did. The outstanding players. Anthony was in
Yeah.
and out. For a
Yeah.
lone player to come into Manchester United, unless they're really keen on that player, then no. I think United will be in the market for a central midfielder before anything else. I think centre back and centre mid will be where our budget goes this summer if we've got one. When you read the numbers and the finances of United, unless Sir Jim Radcliffe pulls a rabbit out of the hat over the next few weeks, then I think it's going to be a hampered budget. It's going to be a tough one for United fans to take again because we're going to be scraping the barrel. I think we've got to pay back 117 million in transfer fees before the season's out, before we even spend anything else going to financial fair play. So, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
about loan, no obligation. Can completely see why. I think United have had to been clever with that one, and they've ended up paying a loan fee just because we weren't committed into buying the player in the first place. So, yeah, and it makes you wonder, doesn't it? It's like Mason Mount jumped at the chance, Anana jumped at the chance. Amrabat was waiting for Manchester United, according to Romano. Yeah, you can see why, can't you now? It's like, well, not surprised. If he's not the player we all thought he was, he's gonna be all over United.
Yeah, especially when Romano's doing the tweets and all that, you just know the sense of something's going on. You know what I mean? I don't know. Tactically, it's difficult, man. This midfield keeps chopping and changing. I don't know about you, Adam, but I'm old school, man. I like to know what my midfield three is. I like to know what my whole team is, but especially in that middle of the park, because you don't want to be chopping and changing it. You want to be able to get some rhythm. Now it's Ericsson and I'm McTominay, but I think they've got a ceiling point. I don't think it's going to work in the long term. I think there's something going to go happen there, and we're going to get exposed in that midfield because we haven't got a natural holding midfielder. I feel like right now, Ten Hag is just rotating and find out what we're doing, and then until it works. But you can't do that. You can't make it. You can't guess it until you make it. You can't do that.
Well,
You
I
just
said that
can't. And
before. I think it's a line I've used quite a lot over the last season. It's like, how many points are you going to sacrifice to make it work for a certain player? And I talked about this with Marcus Rashford and continuously playing him this season. It's like he's not giving anything to the team, but you think his form
yeah,
will come back. We're confident it will come back. Well, we're not confident you're going to stay in a job, Eric, if the results keep going the way they are, because you're waiting for these players to actually find form. You're using games to help them find form. It's like, it's Man United. Sorry, no, you're not cutting it right now. We haven't got time to let you settle in. You have to be a quality of player that's going to hit the ground run. You're going to come back the game after a bad game. We can't give you 2 months. The season's finished. We're out of the Champions League. We're out of the Premier League. We're out of the Carabao Cup. It's freaking November. How many trophies and games are you going to sacrifice before you actually realize that you have to be harder with these players? And you know what? It sounds like he is being hard and they can't take it, but I'm guessing that's probably the issue, Saeed, mate, and that's the fine line that Ten Hag is trying to deal with. It's like Rashford gave us 30 goals last season and probably was the main reason why we actually finished third and actually got a trophy. His contribution was immense and the best it's ever been for the club. So I can understand it in a way, but sometimes it's like, well, you've seen what's happened to every single other Manchester United manager since
yeah.
Alex Ferguson left. No one's lasted 2.5 years. You're 18 months in pretty much now.
18
It's
months.
coming into that sort of, you're coming onto the final furlong here, and we don't know if you're going to fall at this last fence or if you're going to get over it and be the first manager to actually move forward. It's hard for Ten Hag, and everything we've talked about, Saeed, is part of the problem. And
Yeah.
he is in a tough place because on and off the pitch, we are just all over the show. So, yeah, honestly, I feel for him. I just feel like we have to sort of just let we have to let be what is going to be, which is a crap season again. I hate saying it, but I think it's going to be a struggle. But unless he does out some of them players and gets the opportunity to out some of them players, then
The
we're
big one
just
is
going
the
to be
Varane.
rinse and
What do you make
repeat.
of the Varane one? What do
I
you make of
think
the
he'll be
Varane one?
gone. I think he'll be gone.
Why? That's
I
mad,
do.
you know. It's crazy because I don't know about you, yeah, but for me, Varane was one of our best players at the start of the season. I don't know, it was him or Wan-Bissaka. I felt for me were like the two guys that
Yeah,
were putting themselves out. I don't know. I felt like that for me. But I was like, you know what? Varane looks like he's on it this season. He's not playing international football. You know, I feel like we could get more out of Varane.
yeah, we can.
He's not playing international football anymore.
100%.
I don't think the standards have gone from Varane.
No, no, I don't think so. I think he's just had his. I think he's seen his ass a bit. I think, to be honest, I think he's not happy that
Yeah.
we've got players there, an emergency loan in Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire in
Oh,
front
yeah.
of him, and for them to start in the derby ahead of him, and for the manager to come out and call
Mm.
it tactical reasons, it's like what the. And then I think there was an issue with Casemiro. I was told as well when they came out and said we needed to play more football against Brentford. That's why we bought Casemiro off. I'm like, you, you,
I know,
you're
man.
literally
I
talking
know.
tactics and football with two players that have won everything there is to win in
Yep.
football. In club football, they've won everything, and you're dropping both of them. I understand the hard hand, and the manager is the one
Yeah.
person and the biggest person in the football club. You dealt with Ronaldo and all of this, and that was great, but there has to be a balance. You can't do it to every single
Mm.
player, can you? And I think just his wording sometimes, and I think the language barrier sometimes Ten Hag struggles with. From press conferences I've been in, he's sort of come across and answered a question a certain way that doesn't really mean that. He's just trying to
Yeah,
find
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
words
It's a Dutch
to
way.
explain
It's a
it, and
Dutch
it's
way.
not come out right.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, no, no. I've noticed the Dutch people are very, very kind of like they're just straightforward to the point, and I think that's what a lot of people don't
Oh,
understand. It's like when Jadon
mm,
Sancho. I mean, he didn't say Jadon Sancho. He said he meant Reguilon, Sergio Reguilon. So, and obviously the reporters run with that. So I understand what it means, and this is why I don't really watch press conferences from Ten Hag. I'll be real with you. I don't really watch a lot of it because I just feel like I don't know. It doesn't really fill me with a lot of motivation. I feel like some of it is a bit robotic in what he's saying. You know,
mm.
it's not. It doesn't really kind of like fill me with that confidence. But like I said, the results are all what matters on a football pitch. And like I said to you, this season hasn't been great. I think is it 7 wins? Is it? No, is it 6 wins, five
Six
losses? Is it?
wins. 6 wins in the league, 5 losses, and then we've lost the Carabao Cup game and then 3 Champions League games. So, well,
Why?
we're into double
That's
figures
eight
for
out of
losses this
17.
season.
Yeah. Well, like eight, 9 out of 17 or something like that. It's not great, man. And like I said, we play Luton on the weekend. I mean, something tells me in my mind, yeah, like we should be absolutely battering Luton Town. I don't know what it is. I just feel like we
Mate,
need
it's
to
because
batter
it's
Luton.
it's because it's a Premier League team that's been promoted from the Championship, not spent barely 10 million, and are literally well, they're not a Premier League team, and they're doing it and they're fighting at the moment, and they're looking all right, and you give them credit for
Yeah,
that. But the reason you're thinking that side is because it's the same reason I'm thinking it. We're at Old Trafford. It's a newly promoted team. United should be just standing up, flexing a bit of muscle, and going, let's sweep these
yeah.
aside. There is enough in squad. You take everyone seriously. I know in the Premier League, there's never one easy game, but sometimes
Mm.
you have to just go out at home and go, lads, it's Luton. Let's just put
Mm.
this to bed. Let's just play
But
as hard as they will, and we will smash them off the park because the quality will show through. I just think United walk on that pitch sometimes expecting to beat teams, and the teams on the pitch are just going, you know what? No, sorry. We're just going to run rings around you. We're going to run more than you. We're going to fight harder. We're going to challenge for every ball. We're going to win everything, and we're just going to put the frighteners up you. And then if United are not in front, you know what it's like at Old Trafford, mate.
oh
It
man,
gets
that
nervous, and the anxieties kick in, don't they? And you can feel it in the crowd. Oh my god! If there's one stadium in the world where you can feel the anxiety, it's like a Mexican wave of it going around the stadium. It's horrible to be in at the moment.
horrible. Horrible, man. And like I said, I feel it, man. There's a guy in front of me. He just goes ballistic. He goes red and he just starts going mad. Leslie, I've never seen her swear so much in my life this season. I'm even telling her to stop swearing. That's how bad it is. You know what I mean? It's crazy because it's
Yeah,
the
mate.
emotion.
Honestly, there's a guy behind me. Like, literally, he brings his kids along called Nick, and he just goes off. And I seen his lad. His lad jumped out of his skin the other day just because he's just going mental. He says, "I'm
Wow.
really sorry, but I don't understand it. I don't understand what's going on. Why are we so bad?" And then you look around, and you're like, "No one's got an
Wow.
answer. No one's got an answer, mate. Everyone's just like."
No one.
What? Oh God, it's criminal what's happening. It really is. But I think right now we just have to hope going into games that we can get a little bit of
Mm.
something. Hope that Ten Hag can find that sort of magic, that magic potion, and put it in there, and just try and get some results or run of games together where we can stay relevant and maybe challenge for the top five. Because I think top five gets you Champions League this season as well. And then all the
Yeah,
riches
it
that,
depends on the
yeah,
coefficients. Yeah, it depends on the
yeah, all the
coefficients. Yeah,
riches
you're
that
spot
come
on.
with the Champions League money next season, which is a lot more,
Yeah.
and we're going to miss out on it unless we pull our finger out and do something. Which is why I think the Sir Jim Radcliffe news and what he might be able to help out with and give us a bit of a boost, possibly. I mean, I'm guessing at the moment because I've not heard. I'm waiting like everyone to find out
Yeah.
what clarity we get in terms of how he's investing money. Maybe something in January, another centre backs. Honestly, I'm just hoping, mate. That's all I've got is hope.
No, 100%, man. And like I said, if I pull up the league right now for you guys, 1 second. Yep, here we go. So Manchester United are currently in eighth. We are Aston Villa are 4 points ahead of us. So if we win on the weekend, I think Villa play on a Sunday, we get within 1 point. But I feel like it's that top four there. I get it,
Mm.
it's fifth as well. Don't get me wrong. But then Arsenal, Liverpool. I just feel like Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City will be in this top five. So there's two positions for me. Tottenham have lost Madison as well. They've lost a key players in there. They will no doubtly drop off a little bit. Newcastle have got a
Yeah.
lot of injuries as well. They will no doubt drop of it. Brighton are hit and miss. Their form is so hit and miss
Two
this
more,
season.
two more injuries against Ajax the other night as well. So Brighton are
Yeah,
sort of finding the Europa League hard to deal with as well as Newcastle now.
there you go. It's whether Chelsea can conjure up some sort of form and make this a top five battle. But like I said, you know what it is? You just got to go on a run, Adam. That's the biggest thing
Yeah,
for me. You've got
yeah,
to go on a run. We've got this game, Everton, and then it gets a bit tough. But just go on a run. That's all we want. Like, go on a run, go on a consistent run, and then we never know where United could end up. But I just don't know our football, whether it's sustainable enough to kind of be consistent. I just think right now we're not playing good football and we're getting the odd wins here and there. That's why we need to win in
yeah,
style. Winning
yeah.
style brings confidence. But hopefully we
I
win.
do believe, Side, that we would have won in style against Copenhagen, but for that
I
debacle of
know, man.
referee, and it really was. That I'm hoping that we can harness that first 30 minutes because we actually looked
Yeah,
like we were on it. Rashford looked like he was willing to break into a sweat. Him and Wan-Bissaka worked a treat, I thought, down the right, and
yeah,
I'd be going
yep.
straight back in with that. If Ten Hag is going to play Rashford, get him on that right hand side with Wan-Bissaka because they're two understandings. Like I said, mate,
Facts.
round pegs, round holes. You got two right footers playing on the right hand side, and look where that first goal came from. Sometimes football's
Mm.
easy. Don't overcomplicate it. Play players where they play best. Stop playing Bruno on the right. He's useless on the right. I don't care what
Oh,
Ten Hag says. Get him in the middle. Get someone
oh,
on the right. And you know what? If you want to play Anthony, play him on the left on his left foot. And let's see what he
yep.
can do as a winger. You know what? Garnacho, though, can't be dropped at the moment for me. So his
No,
effort and his
100%.
work rate and what he's
Garnacho has
doing,
to play.
yeah,
Has to
he
play
has to
Garnacho.
play.
I've said
He,
it. People say to me, Adam, sorry. They say to me, oh, Garnacho's not ready. He's not ready. Listen, he puts in an effort. He goes at players. He's got
yep,
this, for me, like, honestly, you know what? He's actually playing. His all-round game is getting better. Like, the Copenhagen game, I thought he was excellent in the
yeah, mate,
Copenhagen game.
brilliant,
So
brilliant, mate.
play him.
He's got the work rate. He tracks back. He keeps going. You know what the best thing about him, mate, is that I love. He's not scared. He'll try and take a player on. He'll get upended. He'll get shown up. All right, I'll just go again. I'll keep trying. I'll do it again. I'll do it again. And that one time out of five, it'll come off and we'll get a goal. They're the players and the forwards that defenders hate because they can't get
Yeah.
into the reds. They just keep on going. And you're just like, oh, for God's sake, he's coming back again. And eventually, as long as you keep that positive mindset and you're mentally strong enough to handle the setbacks within the game, which he has done in
Yeah.
both of the last 2 games, he is going to conquer. He will. And it drains the life. The defenders are hoping they get into your head, but if they don't and you keep going, you start getting into their head and it starts to wear them down. And eventually it works, mate. Eventually it comes off. So, yeah, on it, Garnacho, he has to start. Honestly, I would probably go with the same 3 just because I thought Rashford looked like he was just purring. His touch looked on. I mean, that Peter K up and under from Bruno that he brought down for the first goal, I thought, oh, hello. There's something I've not seen for a while in Rashford. They took it out the air, moved it down the line. We scored from it. I was like, and then tracking back, shielding the ball, and he got done. He got done a kipper by that referee big time. And I've been his biggest critic this season, but I've seen little signs, and sometimes you sort of just got to write. And you know what? That red card, that could fuel him. That's the old. I'm clutching. So. I'm really clutching, mate. I'm like, if he must be angry right now. I would say harness that, play him on the right. Garnacho left, Højlund in the middle because Højlund's looking the deal. I just want a goal in the Premier League for him just to break this voodoo.
Hopefully Luton.
Crazy, mate. Isn't it our leading goal scorer this season? Hasn't scored a Premier League goal.
You know what? Just put the ball in the box for him. Wan-Bissaka did well. McTominay, get the ball in the box quickly. That's the problem. We're not doing that properly.
I was thinking about it the other day. I went, we're out the Carabao Cup. We're pretty much lost 3 games out of 4 in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Højlund's our leading goal scorer, and he hasn't scored a Premier League goal. I'm like, I can't figure this shit out. Honestly, what's going on?
But to be fair, he should have against Brighton, but they ruled it off because of the inconsistency of VAR. Remember, Newcastle one got ruled. But listen, let's not do that. But listen, Adam, it's been a pleasure, man. I hope you give me a quick prediction before you go. Quick prediction. I'm gonna go
2-0 United. I think we'll make hard work of it. I just can't see Luton scoring.
No, I'm gonna go 2-0 as well. I don't think we're gonna get 3 goals because I just think, wanting United to score more than 2 goals, you're asking for a lot, mate. So I'll take the 2-0 clean sheet, international break, no drama, and then we move from there. You know what I'm saying to you? But Adam, United vibe, good to see you doing well on your channel and everything. Cheers, but let them know where they can find you. The title will be in the video anyway.
Yeah. Check me out on United Vibe, daily content coming out. Bit of different content as well from my side. But yeah, previews on tonight as well. I'm outside Old Trafford talking about the game and a few other things. But yeah, I'll be there.
There we go, people. Make sure you go follow him, people, man. Let's get him to 30K is your next goal, isn't it? 30K.
Yeah, that's the one. We're climbing. We may be able to get there before the year's out, the way it's going.
Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely get there, man. Make sure you follow him, guys. And like I said, I'll see you later on for the Premier League debate show. I'll see you soon, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.